And we're back and we're moving into our second conversation for today. We're joined by representatives of the WEAmericas Accelerator Program, which is coordinated through the U.S. Embassy. We have with us on set Leisa Carr-Caceres, who is the Marketing and Sales and past president of the Belize Hotel Association, and here as the current mentor for WEAmericas Accelerator Program. In the middle, we have Stacy Badillo, who is a participant in the program itself and also the owner of Purple Passion Studio and Spa in Kikocker. On the end, we have Martha Videa, who is the program manager for WEAmericas Accelerator Program. Good morning and welcome, and thank you for being here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you. So let's start off with the basics. I mean, people are watching and talking about an accelerator program. What is it about?
Well, the WEAmericas Accelerator Program is a program of U.S. Department of State. The purpose is to empower women-owned businesses in Central America. Actually, we are working with the 7 countries, from Belize to Panama. That's why we are here today, because it's very important for us to promote the program and that to Belizean women know what we do to support them.
Yeah. So you work with women entrepreneurs.
Yes. Actually, many people is a little confused about this, because entrepreneurs for us is a person that run a business. For example, Stacy, 17 years?
14 years.
Whoa.
14. Yeah. 14 years, the business. And I don't know how to say it in English, but in Spanish is emprendedor is someone who is still trying if the market will accept the product. But in the case of Stacy, she has clients, markets,
an established business. So it doesn't have to be a new business or a startup business. It can be an established business.
Yes, because this program is divided in 3 stages. The first is training. Then the second is mentoring for 10 months. And the final stage is access to markets or capital. In October in Panama, Stacy will present their pitch like a Shark Tank moment. So till we, I think, prepare for everything.
We can test out that now, But let me find out how you ladies got involved. You actually applied for the program, both as a mentor and as a mentee. What prompted you to apply for the program?
Well, for me, it was somebody that sent me the application and insisted that I was the perfect candidate for it. And I was like, I'm not sure about this. I've not been in school for a long time. But it was a very tedious application, but I did it.
Now, Martha spoke of something very important, because when we hear entrepreneurs, we think new businesses. When you've had an establishment going for over a decade, what makes you think that you want to be a part of this program to help you?
To grow. I'm always seeking education in my field, and I think that this helped me grow as a business. Not only, I'm also an educator in my community, so it helped me my business, in the accounting, in all that aspect of the true business part, not what I truly love to do, creating, but it helped me in the true business aspect.
And Leisa, why did you sign up as a mentor?
I was president of the Belize Hotel Association for 3 years, so obviously we get a lot of communications about different programs, and I had just the new president had come in, but this program came into our the invitation was still addressed to me. And I read it, and it just really inspired me, because first of all, I'm always supportive of women who are in business, and secondly, because I just thought it really tied in not only to what I have experienced, but also as an association, the Belize Hotel Association also is very supportive of small entrepreneurs. Of course, we have members that are small and bigger, but whenever there's the opportunity to support smaller businesses, we're all about that as well.
Yeah.
So the application came in, and like Stacy, I read it, and it's like, okay, but it really, the more I was reading it and all the questions, and I'm like, I can totally relate to all of the areas and the experience. At that point, we have no idea who our mentoree would be.
Yeah.
It is a process, and you wait a couple months or so before you even find out if you've been accepted.
Yeah.
And then we all met in Antigua in December, and even up to that point, I did not know.
You knew it would be Belizean. She'd be Belizean.
No, not
Oh,
even
didn't
that, because sometimes, as Martha can explain, it's difficult because maybe the mentor is in one country and the mentoree in another. So,
Yeah.
so it was great when we found out that, yes, I did know of Stacy a little bit with her participation with BTIA, but now we've gotten to know each other very well.
Yeah. So clearly there's a very thorough application process. Is it automatic? If you apply, then you are allowed into the program?
Before they knew about the program, I came to Belize twice. I mean, this is the third cohort of the program. Unfortunately, the last one at this moment. Well, first of all, I came to interview with U.S. Embassy, BTIA, Chamber of Commerce, IDB, etc., because we need to find the right applicants. I mean, people running a business, not new businesses. And all the worst part was that the program is in Spanish. They need to speak Spanish. So,
Speak and write.
Yes.
yeah, speak, write, and understand Spanish. But
Because we're grouped with Central America.
Yes, yes. Also, all the program, the training is in Spanish. It's delivered by Thunderbird School of Global Management in Arizona State University. So the first cohort, we had only one Belizean woman, Laura Raymond from Amarabi Seasonings and Marinade. Laura. The second cohort, no one applied because it's in Spanish, and we were so concerned about. And my last chance was with BTIA, BTIA, and John Burgos, the executive director, told me, Marta, I know the right candidate. I mean, the right applicant. Okay, and finally, a month later, we received two applicants, Stacy, and I don't remember the other woman, but I think she didn't understand very well Spanish and didn't show up to the interview.
So fluency was important. Yeah.
Yes, yes. But we were lucky to find Leisa, because some mentors are in another country.
Yeah.
But they speak Spanish, and I said, oh my God, in Belize, we need to find someone from Belize, maybe speak Spanish, but they could speak English
To each
between
other.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you lucked out with this particular year. But what has been the benefit? What is the program? You have 10 months of mentoring, you said. What is the aim that you have set out?
The aim is completing the program.
Yeah.
It's very hard managing my family, my personal life, my business, and now adding this to it. We have homework, assignments, and everything needs to be handed up in Spanish. So thankfully I have Miss Leisa that's been able to translate my homework for me, and then I can submit it. That's probably the hardest part, completing it, translating it, sending it in. There's always a deadline.
Yeah. And how is it going to impact your business? Or how has it already?
It already has impacted my business. I think mostly on the accounting side of it. It's increased business already for me. Wow. So all the things that, I've already put a lot of it in place already.
Okay. And Leisa, what has your role been as a mentor?
Particularly, we are required to spend minimum 4 hours out of the month, either through chatting online, or we can use different ways to communicate. But we have been very fortunate, and I'm sure that is part of the reason that the program WEAmericas prefers that you're in the same country. So we are able to get together and have been able to get together once a month. Stacy can come to Banana Bank, which is where I work and live, at Banana Bank Lodge. And so we are able to spend, in fact, a couple days together. And next month, hopefully, I will be able to go to Carr-Caceres. And so there is a little bit of having fun along with it.
Sounds like a spa day.
But yes, so we are combining jungle and beach. But no, it's been great because the role I play is, of course, support. I believe experience plays the biggest part of it. And my experience with business and being a woman in, I'll just say it, in a man's world.
And I'm glad you're going there, because that really was my next question. To be called to participate as a mentor, what about your experience made you want to help or guide or perhaps even prevent another female entrepreneur of having to face, I'd imagine, what you had?
Well, my entire life has been facing challenges. First of all, my family came to Belize in 1977. Back then, there was Belize was only 150,000 people in the country. We did not know Spanish, which was a challenge getting through Mexico because we came by road. But when we arrived to Belize, it was a totally different culture. Clearly, business at that time, tourism was basically non-existent. And so my family just took it on, heads on, and Banana Bank is what it is today because of that. Then I married someone from El Salvador, and I then found myself in El Salvador in the 80s and 90s when there was a war going on. I had to learn a new language. But not only that, my then husband's business was shoemaking. And I found myself as a young wife and mother, but I always loved business. So I found myself getting very involved in the shoe business. And so for 18 years, I ran a shoe factory with 35 men. And back then, everybody was surprised how not only did I not understand at the time, I was learning the culture, learning Spanish, learning about life in general, but I was able to make shoes within all of that. So I believe all of those experiences, going through wars, earthquakes, all of that, and then coming back to Belize with that amount of experience, and still seeing women here struggling to, start a business. And so between all of that, it just, when I read the application and I went through all the extensive questions, I just felt like, yes, I know what to say here. So that's what inspired me to be part of.
And when you met Stacy and you started to find out more about Purple Passion and what she does, what was the first way that you realized I can help her here?
Maybe when she told me all of my accounting is in boxes under my she as a young as she said, she is a mother and her business, and I mean, life does get complicated sometimes, and so you tend to leave aside communications and relationships or accounting.
Yeah.
One of the two has to give a little bit. And so I believe I was able to show her, no, you can balance it. You just have to have the right tools, and you have to have order and schedules. And so that's what we've been working on a lot.
Yeah.
And I think, as she said, it's already starting to show.
Yeah. Clearly. Now, you hear their example of the work that they've been doing collaboratively. Tell me about why the program sets out to put women together to enhance business, and are they a good example of that?
Yeah, well, the purpose to search, buscar.
Sí.
Busca.
Wow. Well, the purpose to search women, to help women, is because a women understands much better, in this case, the reality that a women face with their family, their life, their businesses. In all the countries of Central America, we have, unfortunately, just 3 men mentoring, because many of them think, oh, it's a women program. What can I do to improve women-owned businesses if I am a man? So, but this is a good example that we can work together in collaboration, and the best of this is that they understand the value of construct long-term relationships beyond the program, because after October, well, we can say we inherit a lifetime relationship here.
Yeah. So you've talked about accounting and kind of just finding places where Leisa would be able to help you in strengthening the business that you do have. What about kind of just having the support system in place? Owning your own business is hard. From the people I know who own businesses, it's a challenge, and it's confronting issues that you don't always think of. What has it been like to have someone who is on the ground in Belize, kind of sharing their experience, warning you, or kind of just telling you, that's going to happen?
Yeah, it's very relieving at times.
Yeah.
And it kind of works vice versa sometimes, but it is a great experience to be part of this program. It's eye-opening. Sometimes it's things that people are reminding you that you knew already, but you don't execute it. Yeah. And this gives you the possibility to just go ahead and do it.
Yeah. What are the unique challenges in Belize as female business owners?
Marketing.
Why?
Because our population is so small, and yet it's diverse. And at the same time, she, for example, half of her clientele is local, but half of her clientele is also tourism. So I think that's where we've been able to work together a lot, because we both have the background in the tourism, and yet the combination of her being on the islands and me being on the mainland also is a challenge, but at the same time is if you were, look at it in the right way. Yeah. So for her to be able to expand is, that's the goal, is for her to grow and expand. And so how do you take something that's on a place like Kikaker, and you think outside the island for that. And so that's what she's working on, some skincare products, and so the question is, how do you package that? How do you get the word out? How do you go beyond just advertising and things like that? In today's world, as you know, you have social media, it's all about being influencer and being that, and Stacy definitely is an influencer, and I think she has that really, really going for her. So that's, I guess I want to say that is a challenge, but at the same time, it's not hard to do either because everybody knows everybody in Belize. So, so there's always a connection, and that's kind of what you try to build on.
Yeah. And from your perspective, any unique challenges as a female entrepreneur?
I would say just basic making a loan, investments. It's so hard to wrap your mind around making a business plan, making sure execute it, to follow all the guidelines, all that kind of stuff. There was no startup for me. My investment was solely my investment when I created that business 14 years ago.
Wow. Wow. So what's your end goal? Now you have your pitch to make by the end of the year. What are you thinking?
Well, Purple Passion has definitely grown. We have currently renovated the entire building since November of last year.
Yeah.
We're now a 2-floor building. We are the only full-service salon and spa on Carr-Caceres, so we offer every services. My main niche is bridal, it's wedding, destination weddings.
Yeah.
That's what I really, truly love to do.
Yeah.
And my end goal is to provide the best service with the best quality of products that we can.
Yeah.
I'm currently venturing into advanced skincare, so we're at the very beginning of that line, and hopefully after the pitch and everything, we'll be able to fully go in.
Yeah. What are the unknown benefits? You went in, you didn't realize that I was going to benefit this from this experience.
Well, for me, first of all, I'm all about people and getting to know people. So definitely the personal relationship. But also I have to say the greatest benefit is as I learned about WEAmericas and what they are doing not only in Central America but globally, and to realize that there's a network and it's not Belize, as Martha mentioned, you know, it was hard for them to find a candidate because for some reason we tend to be a little bit isolated, and so it's connecting and definitely networking and realizing, you know, there is a lot going on, not just regionally but globally, and we can be a part of that.
Yeah. Unforeseen benefits, Stacy?
I'm not sure. I mean, I was very scared of not being able to speak Spanish fluently. So I'm not really fluent. Actually, I was on the cab ride from Guatemala City to Antigua with the professor, and I said, could I speak in English with you? And he said, yes, not a problem, but not in class. So it was very harder for me to ask a question with everyone else in class since Spanish wasn't my main language.
I'm sure it's better now.
It is.
Unforeseen benefits. And Martha, I heard you say very clearly before that this may be the last cohort.
Yes, because the program was designed for 3 years.
Okay.
In these 3 years, we worked with 3 cohorts of women. Stacy was or is the lucky one now for the 3rd cohort. Maybe the program will have an extension, but we're not quite sure now.
Yeah. So there's no new application period for people?
For now, it's closed, but we hope that we can reopen that in the future.
Well, thank you for coming in and telling me about all the great work that you're doing, and best of luck with the new skincare line and the pitch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Galen University to talk about their new programs. So stay tuned.